right, good afternoon, everyone. This is Corey here in the Weather Center. 7:02 Central, 8:02 Eastern. You're looking at a live image here in downtown Greensburg. Temperature 76 degrees. What a nice afternoon we have here across Central Kentucky. Greene County is hosting the 18th District baseball tournament. I believe that is tonight. So we have all the local schools from the 18th District here in Greene County tonight, I believe. So good luck to all the teams coming in for that. Nonetheless, a beautiful evening out there, but looks are deceiving because we do have another round for severe storms coming in tomorrow here in the Central Kentucky area. So we're going to go ahead and get started and get you guys all the latest information tonight regarding tomorrow's potential severe weather threat. So let's go ahead and get started here with the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. And they have went ahead and upgraded a lot of the area this afternoon into that level 3 enhanced risk. We was talking about this yesterday, how I believed that the Storm Prediction Center would move this risk a little bit more to the north. I still think it gets moved just a little bit more to the north. Don't know how much more north it will go compared to what it is right now. This is a pretty good placement, which is right along the Western Kentucky Bluegrass Parkway, and to the south. That is going to be where the highest severe weather threat is going to occur tomorrow evening, and tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. We'll get into all the timing here in just a second. But again, right along the Western Kentucky Bluegrass Parkways and to the south is the best chance for tomorrow. So here's kind of the risk areas. Here is the tornado risk, about the same area. This is the area that has the highest tornado risk. Any area in this little black hatched area that you see has a potential for a strong tornado, EF2 or higher. So again, that's the same areas, basically right along the Western Kentucky Bluegrass Parkways and to the south. Hail threat, a little bit lower, not looking at a huge hail threat, especially compared to Friday. Friday was a bigger hail threat than what we're looking at for tomorrow. Nonetheless, still the potential for any of the storms to produce large hail. And the wind threat, if you look down here just a little bit more to the south, areas down here, say in the Lake Cumberland area, unfortunately the same areas that was kind of hit by the same areas that was hit by the tornadoes through Russell County, Pulaski County, and Laurel County in that little pink area there, which is a 45% chance for damaging winds. We can even zoom in here a little bit more to the local area here. Parts of Greene County is included in that as well. So basically the southern part of Hart County there. I got my wrong header up here. Let's fix that here real quick. We'll get things right eventually. Wrong one. Hang on. We'll get it. There we go. SPC Outlooks on the top left there. My apologies. But anyways, basically the southern part of Hart County here, southern part of Greene, southern part of Taylor, southern part of Casey, and then all of Barron, Metcalfe, Adair, Russell, your Lake Cumberland area, Allen County, Scottsville, Monroe County, Clinton County is all in this little pink area, and that is where we have the best potential to see the damaging wind threat tomorrow. This could also come up a little bit more to the north and maybe even a little bit more to the west. We still have a lot of questions regarding tomorrow's severe weather setup, and we'll get into all those questions here in just a second. So let's go ahead and talk about real quickly. Let's pull up what some of these risk areas mean. We've seen these level 2, level 3, level 4 risk areas over the past several days, but what do they actually mean? So tomorrow, level 3. Again, it's not really important to focus on what level you're in, but it's more we need to focus on what the impacts are going to be. And tomorrow, much of the areas in this level 3, so we have high confidence that severe storms will contain damaging winds, severe hail, and or tornadoes. Again, tomorrow's risk, not really a big severe hail threat. It's more of a damaging wind and isolated tornado threat. We're expected to see scattered to numerous severe storms. and several of those severe storms could be significant. Okay, I don't know if we get upgraded to a level 4. It is possible, depending on how everything plays out tomorrow. Okay, we're going to be watching, especially in the morning. We should have a really good idea tomorrow morning of how tomorrow is going to play out. Okay, so we'll get into that here in just a second. So here is the timing. I know a lot of people is going to go ahead and ask, what's the best time that this is going to affect my location. This is the latest here from the National Weather Service, okay? And this is basically gives everybody a good time of when these storms are going to be moving through the area. So basically right along the I-65 corridor, you're looking at anywhere between 3 to 7 p.m., and this is Eastern time, okay? This is Eastern time. Then right here east of I-65, you're looking at 4 to 8 Eastern time. So all across the central Kentucky area, anywhere between 3 to 8 Eastern time. 3 to 8 Eastern time, all across the central Kentucky area. You get in over to Eastern Kentucky, you're probably looking at closer to the daybreak or sunset time frame, 7 to 11 p.m. You get into Western Kentucky, the Paducah area, 12 to 4 p.m. So anybody in the central Kentucky area on both sides of I-65 there, I-65 all the way to I-75, you're looking at somewhere between 3 to 8 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Again, that is all of central Kentucky, 3 to 8 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow afternoon. That is prime time for severe weather. So that is at least, if there's any good news about tomorrow, at least it's going to be at a decent time. We're not going to be up at 1 o'clock in the morning tracking severe weather like we have in the past, back in March and April, and that was just not fun. Nobody enjoys that. So nobody enjoys severe weather in general, but we really don't enjoy it whenever we're up past midnight tracking severe weather. So on top of that, let's see what else we got here. I know we have a flooding threat as well. So let me go ahead and pull that up for you guys. And that's going to be excessive rainfall here on a day 2. And we'll zoom out here. And let me get that pulled back up for you real quickly. Here we go. And then get this. There we go. So this is the outlook from the Weather Prediction Center, and this is an excessive rainfall outlook for tomorrow. Basically gives pretty much the whole state a level 2 out of 4 risk, which is a slight risk for some flash flooding. This is most likely going to be in your urban areas, your low-lying, small streams, poor drainage areas. We're looking at 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. Additional rainfall amounts in southern Kentucky could approach 3 inches. And for that reason, the National Weather Service has went ahead and issued this flood watch here. And this is going to be for much of central Kentucky. Give me 1 second here, guys. Let me go turn that fan off here real quick. I forgot to hit that real quick. Okay, I do apologize. This new mic I have, anytime that the air kicks on, it's some people can hear it, some people can't hear it. I just turn it off just to be safe. So I went ahead and turn that fan off. Just give it a second to kick off. But anyways, for this reason, for this potential for flash flooding tomorrow, the National Weather Service has issued this flash flood watch here, or flood watch, I should say, for pretty much areas right along the Western Kentucky and Bluegrass Parkways and to the south. This is going to be for counties. Let me just read these counties here to you guys. Washington, Mercer, Clark, LaRue, Marion, Boyle, Garrett, Madison, Butler, Edmondson, Hart, Greene, Taylor, Casey, Lincoln, Logan, Warren, Simpson, Allen, Barron, Monroe, Metcalf, Adair, Russell, Cumberland, and Clinton. And National Weather Service is stating that excessive rainfall is possible. Excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, and streams and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. We're expected to see rounds of showers and thunderstorms containing torrential downpours that is expected to impact the area Tuesday afternoon. Widespread 1 to 2 inches of rainfall is anticipated across the watch area, so we definitely could see some flash flooding in this area here that is highlighted in the flood watch. Okay, so let's get into the future cast. That way, it'll give you guys an idea of what to expect for tomorrow. And let me get that here. So we have two scenarios for tomorrow. Okay, there's two scenarios that could unplay. There's a worst case scenario and a best case scenario. So here is the NAM model. Both of these are the newest updates for tomorrow. Let me make sure this is the right one here. Yes, it is. Okay. So this is the NAM model for tomorrow. We get into tonight. Really nothing going into tonight. Get into tomorrow morning. This is 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. This is 6 a.m. right around the time the sun comes up tomorrow morning. So basically we have two scenarios. We have a scenario where we kind of see an early round of storms, and then those storms move out of the area. We have things clear off, which allows the atmosphere to destabilize. When the atmosphere destabilizes, it gives the energy in the atmosphere that storms would need to become severe and maybe even destructive. Okay, if we see clearing and the atmosphere destabilizes where we have that energy, our severe weather threat's going to increase. If we see a scenario where we have an early round of storms in the morning, another round of storms around lunch, and then we might have 2 or 3 hours before the next round comes in, that's going to kind of limit how much energy is available in the atmosphere, which is probably going to lower our severe weather threat a little bit. We're not going to be out of the woods by no means. We're still going to be dealing with a severe weather threat regardless of how anything plays out tomorrow. But just depends on how much rain we see throughout the day tomorrow. That's going to impact how much energy these storms have to produce severe weather in the afternoon. So here's your two scenarios. This is the NAM model. The NAM model, again, this is 6 a.m. If you're wanting to see the time, look right under the future cast at the top of your screen. It'll have the latest time. It'll say Tuesday, May 20th, 6 a.m. Central Time. So this is about the time the sun comes up tomorrow morning. Basically, have a round of thunderstorms develop across West Kentucky sometime around 10 o'clock. That kind of fizzles out, moves across the Central Kentucky area, I-65 by 2 o'clock. But look at here. Look what you see right here. You see an open, warm sector. There's not really anything going on here between I-75 and all the way over to Western Kentucky. This is your worst case scenario. This is going to allow the atmosphere to destabilize, to gather the energy the atmosphere is going to need for these storms out to our west to really strengthen and carry that severe weather threat, or significant severe weather threat across the state. So again, this is around 3 p.m. We have storms that's forming over here in Missouri, Illinois. We have storms that have moved through the state and have actually strengthened as it gets around the I-75 area. The storms around the I-75 area could produce an isolated severe storm here or there, but the main threat's going to be off to the west. So we get in closer to the 4 o'clock. This is the 5 o'clock time frame. Look around Elizabethtown. You see these little storms that have popped up in front of the main line. The main line is off to the west from Evansville to Paducah, all the way down into the western Tennessee area. These storms that have developed out ahead of this main line, Elizabethtown, there's one just to the west of Louisville. Those storms are going to have the best potential to see an isolated tornado. Some of those tornadoes, if we get this type of setup, could be strong, okay? As this line progresses to the east, that line is kind of going to congeal into one and then basically move across the area. Now, again, once this line congeals, the main threat is going to be damaging winds, but we see this all the time here in central Kentucky. Anytime we have a line of severe thunderstorms move across the central Kentucky area or across Kentucky in general, you're going to have those quick spin-up tornadoes at various points throughout this line. So just because this line is going to be mainly a damaging wind threat, it still doesn't mean that the tornado threat is zero. We're still going to be dealing with an isolated tornado threat as well, okay? This line moves off to the west. It looks like maybe another little isolated storm behind the line, but the main threat has progressed off to the east. So that is going. That is, again, that's the worst case scenario. And what I'll show you guys here, updraft velocity. Now, I showed you guys this the other day. So the updraft velocity is just a measure of the potential for a storm's updraft to rotate and develop into a strong rotating storm. So it basically just shows rotation within the storm. Not as bad as it was the other day, but definitely still shows several areas of rotation with these storms coming in tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. So again, not a huge tornado threat, but still there is a tornado threat on the table. So that's kind of the worst case scenario. This is the HRRR model. This is kind of a better case scenario for us, okay? So this gets in. Let me make sure this is all updated correctly here. Yeah. So this is the latest update that for tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. So this is 1 o'clock tonight. We get into 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. This is 6 o'clock in the morning. So this is about the time the sun comes up. We already see storms ongoing across the area. Some of these storms could become strong. There could be an isolated severe storm in the morning with some of these storms moving through. We'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, any storm that is strong or severe, I'll get that out to you guys across my platform. We'll keep you updated with that. We get into the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock time frame. You still see storms kind of lingering. Storms around the E-Town area, Green-Taylor County, all the way down to Bowling Green into the Nashville area into Middle Tennessee. These storms are kind of lingering across the Kentucky area. Again, the longer these storms hang around, the less amount of energy the storms are going to have to work with in the afternoon period. Okay, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. This is noon. We still see storms lingering across the area. We have more storms that develop near Nashville, more storms that develop in South Central Kentucky near Bowling Green, Glasgow, Monroe County. Again, any of these storms could become strong to severe, but with these storms really lingering around, it really kind of decreases our severe weather threat. So finally, by 3 o'clock, it looks like the main wave or the wave is moved out, and we're looking towards West Kentucky. As you can see, we have a little bit of clearing from Somerset all the way over to, say, Hopkinsville. Pretty much all of Central Kentucky is clear, but that's not really a whole lot of time for the atmosphere to destabilize, and at least to the point where we see significant severe weather. Now, you look off to the west, there's still plenty of storms that have formed. All of these storms are probably, I wouldn't say all of them, but the majority of them are probably going to have the potential to become severe tomorrow afternoon, according to the HRRR model. But again, the HRRR model is showing at least several repeat rounds of thunderstorms that is really going to help take some of that energy away from the atmosphere. Nonetheless, HRRR model still has storms developing out ahead of the line again. We got more storms down here that have formed just outside of Nashville, all the way up into the Lake Cumberland area. Again, those storms probably have the better chance to see those isolated tornadoes. And then we get into the 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock hour. It looks like, with us seeing several rounds of rainfall or several rounds of storms throughout the day tomorrow, this line doesn't look as strong as what the NAM model showed, okay? So that is basically our two scenarios for tomorrow. Do we see more rainfall during the day that lessens our severe weather threat, or do we see some more clearing that will increase our severe weather threat? That's kind of what we're looking at tomorrow. We're not going to know that answer until tomorrow morning, okay? So we're going to be watching that closely, see how that progresses. We'll be in nowcasting mode, as I call it. Anytime you get a severe weather set up, it's going to be hour by hour, and we'll just play it by ear. Of course, I'll get the latest information to you guys. So I'm already seeing a lot of people talk about it. Let's go ahead and let's bring the elephant into the room here. We are going to be dealing with the national NOAA weather radio offline for the National Weather Service Louisville only. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you guys, this is not because of budget cuts. That has nothing to do with budget cuts. This was a pre-planned, upgraded to the grid that was planned who knows when. they can't reschedule it. So the National Weather Service in Louisville, I'm not even sure the National Weather Service in Louisville was in charge of this. It just may have been the National Weather Service in general, from the head honchos wherever. I guess Washington D.C. is where the central office is located. But this was a scheduled maintenance to upgrade the system that was planned months ago, and it cannot be rescheduled. So this is not due to the budget cuts. We're not getting into the political stuff here, guys. This has nothing to do with Trump, nothing to do with the political stuff. This was a pre-planned upgrade several months ago. Now, I do believe that it is very, 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 very inconvenient timing. But the NOAA weather radio will be offline, National Weather Service Louisville, through Wednesday, 5/21. This is only going to affect your weather radio. If you have your phone, your alerts are still going to come to your phone. Okay, you have no worries about that. The National Weather Service is still going to issue warnings. Any type of warnings that's going to come out tomorrow, any type of watches, those will still be issued. I will still get those warnings. I will be live here. It's not going to affect any daily operation outside of weather radios. If you have a weather radio, if you know people that use weather radios, let them know that it is not going to work until Wednesday morning due to systems upgrade. Okay, it's got all the information here. Anybody that wants to inquire on any issue here, this came from the National Weather Service out of Louisville. Okay, anybody can write these people and ask questions. I don't need to ask questions. There's nothing I can do about it. It's offline. There's nothing I can do to make it come online. So at least until Wednesday, anybody that uses a weather radio to get National Weather Service alerts, they will need to find an alternate way to get those alerts. So whether that's setting their phone up to get a text alerts through, say, a local TV station, Wave 3, WBKO, Fox 41, whoever, now's the time to do that. If there's another TV station that people watch, let them know that, hey, tomorrow you might want to have that TV station on so you can keep up to date with the latest warning. This is mainly for probably some of the elderly that, use those weather radios very frequently. But definitely have an alternate way to get those warnings tomorrow. But again, your phone, everything's going to work. If you've got stuff that come to your phone, no issues. It only affects NOAA weather radios until Wednesday morning, okay? With that being said, severe weather safety here. Thunderstorms can escalate quickly. Clear skies can turn dark and ominous, whether it's due to pop-up thunderstorms or squall line. Main thing is be prepared. I know a lot of people have storm anxiety. A lot of people, are scared, have PTSD, understandably so. You guys hear me say this all the time. Just don't be scared, be prepared. When alerted to a storm, get inside a sturdy building immediately. Stay away from windows once indoors. If a building isn't nearby, get inside a vehicle. So I'm looking through your comments now. Yes, everything will come to your phone, just like normal. A scanner will not work because the scanner is still connected to NOAA weather radio. Anything with NOAA weather radio is not going to work. Not going to work. So, like I said, I'm just looking through your comments here to see if there's any questions I need to address with the NOAA weather radio here real quick. If you guys have any questions with that, please let me know. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. We'll get back here to the latest from the Storm Prediction Center here. And let me switch some things around here. And should have it fixed right now. So this is the latest from the Storm Prediction Center for tomorrow. Level 3 enhanced risk for areas along and south of the Western Kentucky Bluegrass Parkways. Again, don't want anybody to focus on it whether you're in a level 2 or level 3 risk. the threats are the same. We are going to be dealing with a severe weather episode tomorrow, and everybody needs to be prepared for the possibility of severe storms, mainly tomorrow afternoon between the hours of 3 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're looking at damaging winds, large hail, and isolated tornadoes across all of Kentucky tomorrow. So if it has any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat box now. I'll spend the next, say, 10 minutes or so, 5 or 10 minutes, as long as we got questions coming in, I'll answer some questions for you guys. Since I have a lot of people asking about the timing, here is the latest timing, again, for tomorrow's severe weather threat. Pretty much anywhere across the central Kentucky area, you're looking at 3 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. 3 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, tomorrow evening, afternoon, evening. I will be providing updates tomorrow, as always. I have the latest information first thing in the morning. So you guys, when you wake up, hop on my page. I'll obviously have that update for you guys with the latest information. And then if we have severe weather tomorrow afternoon, even, I will be live here as long as I'm needed. And we will, I keep saying, I've got to break the habit on that. I keep saying we, like I have a team. It's just me. It's just Corey. There's no team here. It's just Corey that does everything here. But I will be covering a little bit. I'll cover outside of the area if needed tomorrow. That's going to be my new policy. Didn't mean to drop that. My new policy is if we have severe weather outside of the area that I normally cover and it looks tornadic, I will cover that until I don't think it's tornadic anymore. That's going to be my new policy, and I'm working on expanding my coverage area, and we're definitely going to be covering Pulaski County in the near future. So you guys keep that in mind too. I'm definitely going to go east of our area. I'm probably going to pick up Pulaski and London as well, Laurel County. I feel like that area also has a need of where they don't really have the media coverage that they deserve. And I kind of feel like it's my responsibility to pick that up because that's why I do what I do here in Central Kentucky. I feel that there was a need that the media coverage didn't really cover the Green-Taylor surrounding county area like I thought they deserved. So I jumped in, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing today. I'm giving my counties, my home area, the coverage they need. But after this last weekend, after Friday, I realized that there's also other areas that deserve that media coverage as well. And that's not just, the Somerset Pulaski County area, Laurel County area, because of what they did. There's several other counties. There's Glasgow Barron County. You've got your areas right along the Tennessee border. Allen County, Scottsville, your Monroe County, your Clinton County, Wayne County. There's other counties in the state too. Edmonson County, just north of Bowling Green. So that's in the works. But until I get that official coverage area set in stone, we'll obviously cover, pretty much all of South Central Kentucky, Lake Cumberland area, parts of Eastern Kentucky. We'll cover it all. Don't care. Fire it up. Appreciate all you guys. Appreciate your support, love and support. You guys know I love you. I do it for you guys. I don't do it for me, or I don't do it for publicity. Contrary to what some people believe. Some people believe I do this for publicity. I do not care about publicity. I legitimately do this because I enjoy the weather. I have a passion for the weather. And I also have a passion for keeping people updated for what's going to happen. So God's blessed me with a talent. I'm using that talent for exactly what He gave it to me for, to pass it on along to you guys. Severe weather risk tomorrow. Caitlin, I'll see your comment there. Again, the biggest thing is how much rain do we see tomorrow? If we see more rain tomorrow morning into early tomorrow afternoon, severe weather threat going to be lower. If that rain clears out, we get some sunshine, them storms will blow the lid off this atmosphere tomorrow. Okay? So, kind of got two different scenarios here. Again, more rain, severe weather threat goes down. Less rain, severe weather threat goes up. So, again, regardless of any situation, we're still going to be dealing with a severe weather threat, but it just depends on how high the threat. So again, more rain, threat goes down. Less rain, threat goes up. So it depends on how much rain we see between 6 a.m. and 12 p.m. That's the time frame. 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. How much rain do we see in that window? Do we have enough time for the atmosphere to destabilize? Still going to be there'll still be plenty of cape for the stormers to work with there, Caitlin. We're obviously just going to have more cape if we see less rain. So, Bruce, Tompkinsville, Kentucky, I got you. We'll cover Tompkinsville as well. Appreciate you there, Bruce. Anybody else have any questions on this beautiful Sunday? I done lost what day it is on this beautiful Monday afternoon. And we'll pull up the Greensburg camera there again one more time. Check that out. Live downtown Greensburg. Look at the beautiful sunset there. Beautiful 74 degrees. 74 degrees. Caitlin, severe risk in the morning. Again, we're just looking at kind of some isolated storm activity. Could see an isolated severe storm in the morning, but not looking at anything crazy. Carrie, what weather app would you recommend? I mean, what are we looking for here, Carrie? You just want just a regular weather app, or are you looking for a radar app? I'll be honest with you, I don't really know what the best weather app is, just in general, because I don't use them. And if you want a radar app, I've got you all day long. I've got at least 2 good radar apps that you can download. As far as weather apps, I have no idea. I do not use them. Angela, there is a slight chance for tornado, and I'll show you guys the tornado risk here real quickly. We'll go back here to the Outlook. Not that Outlook. Boom and boom and boom. And let's go to the tornado outlook. And this is the area that has the best chance for tornadic activity tomorrow. And this is pretty much all of the central Kentucky area here. Anywhere south, same areas, south of the West Kentucky Bluegrass Parkways. This is the best chance. The best radar app is WeatherWise. This is what I'm actually on right now. WeatherWise app. I'm pretty sure it's free. Not 100% sure. Now, I actually pay some money for this because I use the advanced option because I need it. I need the advanced option for you guys to give you guys more information. But I think just the basic app is free. Radar Scope's a good app too. It is free. Thank you, Caitlin. So that's the main thing. We're wanting some free apps here. If you're wanting to pay for some apps, you can use Radar Scope, Radar Omega. Both of those are pretty good too. But if you're wanting something free, this is the same. WeatherWise is free. That's what I use. That's what you guys are seeing here. That's the radar I use when I do live coverage. So you guys can download the WeatherWise app and actually use the same radar that I do whenever I'm doing live coverage for severe weather. So you guys can jump on that app. You can zoom in, zoom out on your area as I'm doing live coverage. So yeah, thank you, Caitlin, 100%. I pay a little extra for the advanced features because I need them. But it is free, so that is awesome. Thank you, Susan. Appreciate you tuning in from Eli. Hope you did not have any tornadic damage. I know that tornado was super close to Eli. Super close. I'm pretty sure it came right through Eli. And that's something else. Over the coming days, I'm going to get some information from all the tornadoes that touched down on Friday. Several tornadoes across the area touched down. We had one over in Todd County that for sure touched down. Obviously, the one that come through Russell County into Pulaski County, Laurel County, and all the way over to almost Hazard. So they're still investigating that. They're actually investigating right now the possibility that tornado could have touched down a little bit more to the west of Eli in Russell County. So say closer to the Russell Springs area. So they're looking into that. They're getting the finalized damage from the tornado that when it got to London, how strong was it? The latest information from the National Weather Service in Jackson was it the London portion of the tornado was a high-end EF3, low-end EF4, but they're going to finalize that over the next few days. Lydia, what if it just stays cloudy tomorrow? Probably won't have an effect. If it just stays cloudy, the temperatures will still warm up. Into the, let me see what the high temperature tomorrow is. I'm pretty sure we're looking at upper 70s for sure. Yeah, 80 degrees tomorrow, so I'd say upper 70s. So temperature is everything. If we get the temperatures into the upper 70s, it's not going to matter if it's cloudy or not. Obviously, rain is going to keep your temperatures a lot cooler. So nobody's rooting for severe weather, but the more rain you see, you're going to keep your temperatures cooler, and that's going to keep the atmosphere more stable. But if it's just cloudy, temperature is still going to be able to rise. You're still going to have an unstable atmosphere. Obviously, not as unstable as if you see sunshine, because that's when the temperatures are really going to jump up there. You're really going to have the daytime heating for that destabilization, rapid destabilization at that. So I guess there's kind of levels to it. Rain would be the best case. Cloud would be, you're going to take that if you can't see rain, but you're going to take cloud cover before you see sunshine. So we'll kind of see how it all plays out tomorrow. Man, this is your best tornado threat. Damaging wind threat, big deal tomorrow too. Primarily right along the Cumberland Parkway, a little bit north of the Cumberland, but primarily south. That Cumberland Parkway is, roughly somewhere right in here. So right along and north of the Cumberland Parkway and points to the south. Let's see what else we got here. Edmonton can be on there. We just have to zoom in a little bit more there. Okay. That's airports, okay. Yeah, we can get all the cities you want to. Just as you zoom out, the cities with smaller populations disappear. It only keeps the cities with bigger populations when you zoom out and zoom in. But yeah, we can get Edmonton in there. Right there's Edmonton in that pink area there. This is for damaging winds tomorrow. This is the area that has the best potential for damaging winds. And this is the overall threat here. This is, your level 3 risk area. That does include much of the state. The red on the wind threat here is just it's a 30% chance for damaging winds. This pink is a 45, a little bit higher of a chance for damaging winds tomorrow. Uh, Caitlin, if we see the atmosphere destabilize tomorrow rapidly before noon, I do think we could. There's a potential we go to a level 4 across portions of the area, but that's just going to be something that we have to wait and see as far as how tomorrow unfolds. Okay, this is the last one. After this severe weather threat, we're good for a little while. Temperature is going to get a little cold. Wednesday, let's see here. Wednesday shouldn't be too bad. It's going to be a little windy, 72. Winds gusting up to around 20 miles an hour. Low Wednesday night, 52. And then we get cold, a little colder for the middle of May here. 65 on Thursday, 45 Thursday night, 64 on Friday. It's Memorial Day weekend. Don't look like it's going to be pool weather. It's going to be looking more like campfire weather. 45 Friday night. Saturday, not too bad. 68 to 70 degrees on Saturday. It's not too bad. 50 Saturday night. That's prime campfire weather right there. And on Sunday, we're looking at slight chance for an isolated shower, 70 degrees. Then 55 Sunday night, 74 on Memorial Day. So definitely a little colder on Friday, Saturday. Those temperatures rebounding on Memorial Day, potentially up to the middle 70s. So not too bad, not too bad. All right, folks, that's all I have for you. Again, I'm going to keep an eye on all the latest information. If there's anything tonight that I need to put out, I will put that out on my Facebook page. You guys, make sure you have a way to keep up with all the latest weather information, including those warnings. Again, if you have a NOAA weather radio, it will not work until Wednesday morning. It's just the NOAA weather radio. Everything else works just as normal. Your cell phones work just as normal. National Weather Service is still going to be putting out warnings and watches just like normal. The only thing that's going to be impacted is your NOAA weather radio. They're doing a system upgrade. I'll show you guys that here just one more time, just for laughs. But NOAA weather radio will be offline for the Louisville area through Wednesday morning for a system upgrade that cannot be rescheduled. Okay. So your NOAA weather radio will not work. So have alternate ways. If you know weather radio is your primary source for warnings, make sure you have an alternate way to get those warnings, whether it be through text alerts, through watching local TV station, social media. There's plenty of people here on your social media channels. You've got myself, you've got George at Weather Now Kentucky, you've got Weather Not Bowling Green, Landon Hampton, down in the Bowling Green area. You've got Crystal Slee that does Liberty. You've got Ryan Hall, y'all, that does all of the U.S. Max Velocity that does all of the U.S. There's plenty of people out there that give valuable weather information. That's something else that I want to talk about too, real quickly. A lot of people think that we have this competition between all these different weather people. And a lot of people don't know this. I talk to George almost every day at Weather Now Kentucky. We're all in this to keep you guys updated. I talk to Landon Hampton down at Weather Not Bowling Green a lot. A lot of these people, I talk to Crystal almost every day when it comes to weather. We're all working together. Even though we have our separate platforms, we're all working together to keep you guys updated with the weather information. We're sharing thoughts with each other. We're brainstorming. We're going over forecast. We're behind the scenes. We're on the phones with each other. We're discussing the forecast. I've got notes that I take. I have a notebook here. We're talking about stuff. I mean, we talk about this stuff possibilities that we think could happen. That sometimes they'll throw ideas my way and be like, well, have you looked at this? Do you think this will happen? Or they'll come in and say, I think this is a possibility. Hey, that's a good point. I never did see it from that perspective. You're right. Weather community. A lot of people have a false interpretation that we're competing with each other. We're not. We're working with each other. And that's just how it is. A lot of people don't know that. And that's just the cold hard facts, Mike, I-65 Weather. I can't believe I forgot him. He does a great job. 0 Meter Chasers, another chasing community that gets out there and chases. They just started up. Chris Evans, talk to him a lot. Meteorologist Dustin Knight, he covers, I forgot what page he has, but he's out of Grayson County. He has his own weather page too. We all have these platforms, but we all work together. We're a weather community working together. A lot of people don't know that. Now you do. We don't have to come out here and tell you guys that, but I've seen a lot of people over the past couple of days. I've seen just a couple comments. It's just a few people about people talking about how we're just competing with each other and we're just throwing stuff out there to get likes and shares and all this and be better than the other and get stuff out faster than the other. That's not it at all. In fact, one of my graphics the other day, George made for me. George at Weather Now, Kentucky made a graphic for me. If you go back and look, it's the same graphics he used. He made it for me. I used it on my page. We work together, Any of those guys, I highly recommend for you guys. My biggest thing is find somebody you trust and stick with them. We all work together. That's how it should be. Weather community working together to keep everybody safe. And that's my TED Talk for today. Just wanted to get that out there for you guys. So anyways, that's all I've got to say. I'll keep you guys updated with all the latest information. I'll be up late tonight looking at the latest. I'll put that out on my Facebook page if there's something that, if there's an update I need to get out there to you guys. And obviously tomorrow, with it being a severe weather day, I'll have multiple and frequent updates for you guys, and I will be live tomorrow afternoon, evening as needed, as long as I'm needed for whoever I need to cover here in the state of Kentucky. So I'll be ready. I'll be ready to rock. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday evening. Enjoy the nice weather.